Hello everybody. Today we're going to set the angle of incidence on the right wing. According to the manual, you should attach both wings and then set the sweep, or actually no sweep, and the angle of incidence. However, in my workshop I cannot attach both wings. I thought I could probably do it outside, but I figured that it was probably not very handy. So then I decided, well, maybe wait until the whole plane is finished and then set the angle of incidence. But, well, I guess it says in the manual that you could do it wing by wing, and I want to try it because if it's good enough, then if you can set the angles good enough, then it's okay. So what we did is we opened the doors, we set some sawhorses there and get the wing at the right angle, or at least at the right level, so we can tuck it in. Of course, the RV-7 has a small angle in the wing, so it's not completely straight. So you have to take that into account. And also it shouldn't fall, right? Because if it would fall from the sawhorses, then you would have damage, so that would be really bad. We first start with the right wing. No particular reason, but it was just the way that the fuselage was standing there. So, and actually it wasn't too bad to get the wing in there. It was harder to get the big bolts fixed in there. So what I did is I bought some extra bolts and grinded off the top part, so they are more like nails, right? So they are sharp, and this way I could very gently ease the wing in there, because it's really hard to get the holes completely aligned, and I didn't want to risk the real bolts, let's put it that way. So I bought some bolts there. Trying to get the wing in, the main spar between the two bulkheads, the main bulkheads, you could say. And what I did is I leveled out the plane, so the tail wheel is up, so the fuselage is level with the ground, and we're also leveled it left-right. And by we have a laser measure where we measure the angles to the empennage, specifically where the horizontal stabilizers are fastened to. So that's a fixed spot, and this way we can completely calculate the correct perpendicular angle, because we don't want any sweep either forward or backward. The RV-7 was built without a sweep, so it should be completely straight. Once that is correct, we need to set the angle of incidence. But first we need to insert the bolts, which is challenge enough in itself. I must say it fits really nice. I mean, of course the main spar and the main bulkhead are machine drilled at Vance, and they are marked, so they belong together. You cannot just get a random main spar in there, so it's very tight, which it should be, of course. I still think it's if you look at the main spar, it's just a very small area of attachment. I would really, and I don't understand why they do it. Why not make the main spar half a meter longer, right? And just get it all the way halfway up the fuselage in there. That would probably be better, but hey, I'm not a mechanic, so what do I know? But to me it feels a little flimsy, especially if you know that it can have 6 G's in there, so that's odd. Okay, then the wing doesn't really attach all the way up to the fuselage. So there is this cover strip that we're attaching right now. There is a rubber band behind it, and there's a little trick on how to do that, how to get it in there. And the rubber band seals the wing from the fuselage, right? So it there is no holes between there. Of course, these parts still need to be match drilled. We couldn't do that earlier, and that's why I decided to do it wing by wing, because there is still a lot of work to do. And if I wait all the way until the plane was maybe even painted, right, and when I am in a hangar, yeah, that will be too much work, I think. And also I'm afraid that I would probably, you know, especially if it's painted already, I would damage stuff. So I decided that it is probably possible to set both the sweep and the angle of incidence with one wing attached to it. Here we're drilling match drilling the holes for the cover skin. There's quite some tension on there, so you have to be careful that you drill the holes straight, because it tends to pull, right? I mean, the aluminum, it was a straight strip, and now you have to bend it all the way around the wing, so you have to be pressure it so all the holes line up nicely. Takes some work, but it can be done. So another part is the flaps and the aileron. So the flap rod that actuates the flap is comes from the fuselage, and that hole needs to be enlarged. So that's yet another reason why I didn't want to do it at the end, because there's still a lot of way to do, and I wanted to fix the push rods. So we did it both with a good old meter, mechanical, and also a laser meter to get all this stuff straight. Checking the drawings, see if everything is okay. So you don't want to screw this up, because you only need to drill one hole, and that hole sets both the sweep and the angle of incidence. It's the rear spar of the wing. So the main spar is just fixed, right? It's bolted onto the main bulkhead, and then the rear spar is sticking out. You could say there is a very big piece of aluminum sticking out, and it comes into the seat bulkhead. And by setting the angle, you just have to drill one hole, and that kind of seals everything off. So you have to be very careful drilling that hole. Yeah, yet another reason to work on it is that you need to attach the fuel lines and the vent lines and the return line. Well, the return line is only on the left wing, actually. And so that's also done here. And you can see here it's already evening, and now I'm working on the flap push rods. So that's why I decided I wanted to do the ring right now, because if I would do it outside, this took a whole day, and it probably takes another few days to finish it. And then the left wing, so there's no way I could do it outside, right? And every time I would need to either leave the whole thing outside, which is not a good idea, I guess, or I need to detach the wings every time, which is also not making it much better. I don't want to get the wings in and out and in and out and in and out. Just, you know, we do it now once, and then we get the whole thing finished, and then sticking them in one more time when everything is done, and never get them out again, I guess. Because I don't think it's a good idea to attach and detach the wings every time. So you can see here that it's getting darker and darker, and yeah, working on the flap push rod was more work than I thought, but yeah, especially the attachment of the eye bolts on the push bar on the inside. I thought that would somehow be smarter to get the bolt on the inside, which was a problem because that way you cannot remove the push rod, and the push rod on the flap side needs to be fixed because there's no way you can remove that later. So it was some it's like a little puzzle, right? You need to find out what is the best way to attach stuff and the order in way to do that. Sometimes these things are in the manual. This time I couldn't really find it. Maybe it's in there and I missed it. But to me it was a big puzzle. Also the hole in the push rod needs to be elongated, and it's quite big. I didn't think it would be that big. I knew it would be elongated because it's a straight rod, and of course the flap pivots. So I knew it wouldn't be a one hole. But actually it's I think it's over an inch wide, elongated you could say. So I found that quite astounding. So today we only attached the wing, made everything fit, and did some auxiliary work, and we didn't do any angle of incidence yet. We did that in another session, which it's probably not on video. And then we will start with the other wing. Okay, continuing building my pie in the sky.